Welcome back to the channel, and enough time has passed that I think it's time for me to lie about the Detroit Pistons. I know a few people the other day were joking. They saw a few of my tweets where I was talking about Bobby Clinton and how good he's going to be and stuff like that. But hey, it's been probably like what, a month. I might as well start lying with the Pistons. And I officially think that they can make the playoff. I said it. The play in. Let me clarify. Jesus, the play in. Um, they got a pretty good roster. It's probably the best supporting cast Cade Cunningham has had in his Detroit Pistons career, NBA career. He's obviously used to playing with some very good players in high school and et cetera like that. So now he's finally got some guys around him. I mean, I think last year, I think the best shooter statistically in the corner was Asar Thompson, and he's like, what, 20% catch and shoot the three? Eesh. You bring in Malik Beasley. We re-signed Fontecchio. He didn't really have much of a time with Cade. Tobias Harris, as much smack as he gets, he's going to be a good knockdown shooter for the Pistons. The easy comparison you could bring to him would be Tobias Harris. Would be Jeremy Grant. Excuse me. A guy that was like a third or fourth option in the playoffs, had a kind of a tough playoff series, and then left the Denver Nuggets to come to the Detroit Pistons for a kind of a bloated contract at the time, but ended up being a steal. And now he's on an even bigger contract out in Portland. He was traded out there, I think, kind of for the Duren trade or the Sadiq Bey, one of those trades he was traded for. So, but hey, he's out there now, and it was a benefit for him in his career, and it helped the Pistons out a lot. He was probably the best Piston we've had since Blake Griffin. Obviously not including Cade, but you know what I mean, like a free agent trade acquisition, non-drafted Piston. There you go. But yeah, Tobias Harris is back. He'll probably start at the four. Him or Fontecchio, and Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. is also traded in. Those are four very good shooters. But Bobby Clinton, obviously drafted. We talked about him a bit. Good fit, I think, as well. Shoots the three, stretch four, potentially a center, maybe not. Who knows? But he's doing his thing. They signed Paul Reed, or picked him up on waivers. I don't know how that works, what the exact term is. I think it was, acquired, I guess you could say, or yeah, rostered. I don't even know. But he's from the waivers from the Sixers, so he's on like a year or something, like a year deal. Good backup center, potentially starter, depending on Duren. He's hurt his ankle a few times. Maybe Stewart's playing the small ball center. Who knows? If he gets his three up, that'd be good. Because now you can kind of start a lineup where it's like, hey, if you can get Stewart to be, again, a serviceable three-point shooter, you could have four shooters around Cade Cunningham if you get Ivy to kind of lock in. But obviously, we talked about the shooting coach last time and how good he's going to be. But I think if you look at the rest of the East, which I'm going to pull up the standings right now so I don't forget anyone, there's a bit of a tank going on for, I think, the Boozer twins probably going to come out, but Cooper Flag, you saw what he was doing to Team USA in some of the practices, and he's already like, hey, this guy could probably do all right in the NBA now. Give him a full year development at Duke. Much crap as I give Duke, just because you either hate Duke or you love him. I'm on the opposite side. I'm not a big Duke fan. It's still a pretty good place to develop. So you look at the Wizards. They're kind of in a similar situation with the Pistons. Are they really going to get that much better? Same can be said with the Charlotte Hornets. I know LaMelo Ball will probably be back, so that'll help them out a lot. But, it's a team you can definitely contend with. Toronto Raptors, did they get that much better? Not really. I know they killed the Pistons, but, again, it was when Pistons were at a god-awful roster. I think it's nowhere to go but up from the Pistons. The Atlanta Hawks, they traded away DeJounte Murray. Will they trade away Trae Young? It doesn't seem like it as of now, obviously. But I know there was tons of rumors about it beforehand, but it was kind of him or Murray. That experience or experiment, I guess you could say, didn't work. So they broke that up as well. The Bulls are in total disarray. They obviously got rid of DeRozan, bringing in Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso. I know Giddey had a great game earlier against, what was it? Yeah, the elimination game against Serbia in the playoffs, or in the Olympic Final 8, I think it is, semifinal and a quarterfinal. And then you look at some other teams, the Heat, they had a few injuries last year, but, you're probably not going to contend with the Heat. But, again, the Bulls fell off and the Nets fell off. I didn't even mention the Nets. They got rid of Mikal Bridges for Bogdanovich. I think it's Cam Thomas's team. They re-signed Claxton, which, kind of a weird move potentially. He might be for lack of a better term, good stats, bad team, as everyone likes to say in the NBA world. And, you just got to beat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. So, could you beat Washington, Charlotte, Toronto, and Brooklyn? maybe even Atlanta, probably, especially Chicago, if they kind of take a big step back, no Levine, maybe they get rid of Vucevic at the deadline, you can make a sneaky push there. And then there's always one, surprisingly bad team out of the nowhere at the top. But the Pistons will have to improve to make the play-in. They have to make what? They have to make a 22 game improvement to make the spot they did last year, or the Hawks did last year. Which, again, it's funny to think about the Hawks won the number 1 pick despite making the play-in. Can you imagine the Pistons got Cooper Flag and the play-in? I know we don't win the lottery, so it doesn't happen around here, but or don't move up in lotteries, excuse me. But it's something to think about. This is probably the best roster. Again, definitely the best roster that Cade's had. Some of the best teammates he's had. And but you got yourself in a good position where you still have some cap space as of recording. What is this? It's August 6th. You're doing some stuff. It is what it is. And then, other than that, you've got some expiring deals in Tobias is 2 years, but you've got, I believe, Tim Hardaway Jr. is an expiring deal. You've got Malik Beasley on that great 6-year deal. If you're not in the spot where you want to contend, and it's like, hey, do we really want to make the play-in? Maybe. If we maybe we're like the Charlotte Hornets, the Raptors were last year, 25 wins, 20-57. Still a brutal record, but it's 10, 11 more wins than last year. But now that you're going to have to start paying Cade, obviously you paid him, but like it's going to hit the salary cap next year. That obviously eats up a ton of space. And but again, if you make the right steps, you can make some moves, you can acquire some guys. Maybe people want to play with Cade. I know a lot of people growing up, there was like I think it might have been some youth tournament. They're like, oh, Cade's team for like the best high school team. So people still remember how good Cade was at Montverde. Obviously with Ben Simmons the year before, or a few years before, and then with Scotty Barnes and a few other guys in the league. So, just wanted to get a quick little touch base with the Pistons, see where we're at. Again, obviously very excited to see what Ron Holland does. Bobby Clinton, I didn't even mention Ron Holland the entire time until now, which is crazy. But, one of him or Asar, if they have that Herb Jones leap that we saw out of Herb Jones in New Orleans with the shooting coach, his name escapes me, and I apologize. But that'd be something obviously awesome for the Pistons. So we'll see how that all turns out. I'm very excited for the Pistons outlook. Those of you that know me well in real life and on Twitter and even on this channel know that I've been hyping up the Pistons for a long time. So when it finally turns around, I'm going to be so excited because there's so many years invested into this team and everything to make it happen. So that's all I got for this video. I know it's a short, quick video. I'm just trying to get videos out for you guys. I like to try to hopefully hit a personal milestone of a video every day in the month. I know I did that a few times earlier this year, but getting back in the groove before football, wanted to break it up a little bit and jump ahead on the basketball stuff. So again, thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Right here. Detroit, I'm all the way in. Detroit Pistons, I'm all the way in. Let's do it.